Yo.
Yay.
Mic check 1, 2.
Mic check 3, 4.
5, 4, 6, 7.
8, 9, 10.
Boom.
Say hi.
Let's run it.
That music means it is time for the Puente and Topete show. Thank you for tuning in. I am Alex Topete. My co-host Jordan Puente could not be here today, but filling in, we have a special guest. Rachaad White led the Mount Sac football team in rushing this year with 1,264 yards and 10 touchdowns, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. Last time we spoke with Rachaad, he had just committed to play football for UCLA. Since then, he has kept himself pretty busy. On February 1st, he visited Boise State. 3 days later, on February 4th, White decommitted from UCLA. And then 3 days after that, he made it known that he had received an offer from the University of Hawaii. You also have an offer from the University of Utah State, correct?
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question. What was the reasoning for you to decommit from UCLA? Just because that is a big school, and from hearing how you were at first, you were pretty excited when you were last with us.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a business decision, a decision later on down the road that, I had to really step back and take a look at, as in, like, my career and playing wise and being the player that I wanted to be. And there's no knock to UCLA. We ended off on good terms. We still on good terms. Me and Coach Foster, things like that. It's just me, my family. We didn't, feel like that was a place where, at the end of the day, where I can achieve the most.
Is that due to playing time? Just because you maybe saw yourself not being able to get the starting reps for straight off the bat?
Nah, really, it was just due to right now they kind of rebuilding. And, I have 2 years and, to make my mark in order to go where I need to go. So it was schools coming around that are winning programs, that are known, that just got running backs drafted, that just got running back backgrounds that was coming around and like Boise and Utah State and that coaching staff and things like that. And it was just other schools. And I got some, like I said, I got other offers. I just be low key now, but I got other offers that I ain't saying nothing about and make my decision here soon. But it just, I want to be a part of a winning program. Plus, I'm succeeding, so that's a big thing.
So, how many teams? Are you willing to say how many teams besides the two I listed in Boise? I'm sorry, the three in Boise, Hawaii, and Utah State?
It's been since Utah State and Boise and them, I have received, I would say, probably about like 4 offers, offers. I mean, I'm not, no knock to anybody. I ain't gonna speak on it just now because I'm just, like I said, staying low key where I choose to where I want to go and where I'm going to go, where I want to be. Everybody would know it's going to be noticed, me committing and signing. So,
what were you visited Utah. Did you end up visiting Hawaii as well?
No, I think I'm supposed to visit Hawaii this weekend, but I don't know. Me and the coach, we got to talk here tomorrow. But I don't know. I think I'm going to set the visit back for later on. I'm got a couple of visits probably set up here. I got like probably 2. I'm gonna have probably like Hawaii, and then I'll probably have like Indiana set up this month.
Oh, nice.
University of Indiana, and then go from there. I got some visits set up in April. Couple. I believe I go to Nevada, and then it's another just big time school that I'm gonna go to that I just ain't gonna speak on.
I got you. Gonna keep everything low key. So aside from, I don't know what else to call it, a free agency almost, of you looking around for what team you want to go from Mount Sac to, what have you been doing this off season?
Nothing. Winter I was training, getting back in shape. Took some time off after the year I had. I wanted to get back into it, but I had my coaches from Mount Sac telling me and trainers telling me to give my body some rest. So, I took some time off, and then I'll get back into it, just ease my way back into it. And so really, I haven't been really doing nothing but just training, just football. I had 2 winter classes to finish up. I finished them up, received my AA, and I just been still. Just wake up, football, go to bed, football.
What do your workouts consist of for this off-season training? Because obviously there's not going to be full contact practices, and since you're not going to be with Mount Sac next year, you're not going through any Mount Sac walkthroughs or anything like that. What are your workouts consisting of?
Workouts consist of strength, so really lifting and just conditioning. As of right now, I also got workouts on the side set up with trainers and things like that. Just getting faster, like I said, stronger. Big thing, just being polished wherever I go. So like footwork, things like that. Just being polished, steps, the right steps that I need to take in order to get to where I'm trying to go.
Well, whatever team or whatever school has you, I know they're going to be lucky to have you because you balled out over here in Southern California for Juco Southern California football. You're one of the best running backs that we had this year. I believe top 3 in the rankings.
Right.
So aside from the grind of the off season, your Chiefs, you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan from what I remember from last year or from our last time talking to you. They won the Super Bowl. How did that feel as a Chiefs fan to see your first Super Bowl for them?
It felt great. Just for the city, it's been like 50 years. Just a long time, and just for, Pat Mahomes and, Andy Reid and the rest of the guys to, pull through it, just like, what I'm saying? It kind of like no better feeling than your home, your city, doing something that, people, didn't see coming.
Have you gone back to Kansas City since then?
No, I haven't gone back to Kansas City since then. My mom, she lives in Vegas now, so I went out to Vegas with her, spent time with her during the break. Haven't been back, but I'm about to go back here soon. Probably when this semester over with or sometime during the semester.
We wanted to ask you, there's not a lot of news like there was last time when we did this, but there's a little bit of news. Some of it's NFL, a little bit of NBA basketball if you want to talk that as well. The big question everyone's asking is, do you have any idea? Do you want to throw out a guess as to where Tom Brady might be playing next year?
That's tough.
I know for me, I'm thinking since it's gone this long, it's probably going to be New England.
That's kind of tough I don't know to say. Sometimes it's tough seeing a guy in another jersey. Just guys like Tom Brady who've been playing for that franchise for, over how many years, 20 years, things like that. It's just kind of like I'm kind of with you. I don't see him like going nowhere else, but anything is possible.
It really is. When you think about it, Joe Montana didn't end his career with the San Francisco 49ers. He actually ended up with the Chiefs for his last couple of years.
It's possible, but a guy like Tom Brady remind me of a guy like Kobe and Dirk and guys like that, like Magic, who just spends their whole, entire career, their legacy with one franchise. So, I don't see him going nowhere.
Do you watch the draft? Have you watched any of the combine?
Oh, yeah, I watched the combine for sure.
Who impressed you the most out of all the athletes?
I have to say, cornerback Darnay Holmes for sure from UCLA. He impressed me. Isaiah Simmons, I didn't expect him to run a 4.39, but I know he was a freakish athlete. He's from the state of Kansas. That's not where I'm from. I'm from Missouri.
Right. Kansas City.
Yeah, he right over though. Kind of the border type deal. But I can really say like that's kind of it for real. Oh, another dude, Utah corner, Javelin. He surprised me too. He a great guy too. I like to see guys like that. I was blessed to be 6'2", but I like to see guys that play a certain position that be based off height, things like overachieve.
Notice a lot of defensive players impressed you. So.
Yeah, a lot of defensive players really impressed me. I could say like. Who else impressed me? Jordan Love. I think he'd be a quarterback from Utah State. I think he'd be a good quarterback in the league.
Everyone's saying he might get drafted before Tua. Do you think there's any validity to that?
Nah, just because Tua film is better. So it kind of depends what you're drafting for. But Tua a great quarterback. So I don't even know how to explain. But it's like I said, it's a lot of guys. You got like CD Lamb. You can name a lot of guys, but it was just guys that you didn't see it coming. Like I said, the cornerback, he ran a 4.2 or something. He been fast, but he bench press. He 5'9", weigh like 190 or in that range. He bench pressed 225 21 times, and it's not that it was impossible, but sometimes you just see the work that certain guys have to put in. Certain guys have to put in more work than other guys.
Do you think Joe Burrow is probably going to go number 1 to Cincy, or do you think something else might happen?
I don't know. It's kind of tough because it's all based off of what you need. So everybody thinks Cincy need a quarterback, but it's just based off of do Cincinnati think they need a quarterback. So I don't, what I'm saying? It's a lot of great guys that's going to get picked, but I think this draft, and it's deep with a lot of talent, but I think guys going to get picked up based off, that's how it should be all the time, but based off of what the team needs, like really needs.
A lot of GMs go with saying that, because usually GMs say there's 2 strategies to the draft. You could either draft what you need or draft the best player available. I think for Cincinnati, they don't have Andy Dalton coming back. I believe that they are going to draft a quarterback. It's just whether or not they stay at number 1 and draft Joe Burrow, or they trade down and maybe take one of the quarterbacks that we're not talking as much in the media. Do you think that Joe Burrow would be the best quarterback available in this draft?
It's a lot of quarterbacks, like you mentioned, too. You got Jordan Love, like I mentioned. You got Justin Herbert. It's a lot of potential in the draft when it comes to quarterbacks. It just all be who gonna pan out, and that's what the draft be about. So Cincinnati, they ain't got Dalton come back. They need a quarterback. I would say go quarterback. It's some people out there say that skip it. Chase Young is the best player in the draft, so people should just take Chase Young. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a freak. But it's just it's just based off of, you feel me, like you said, like what you need. And it'd be a lot of people, like you said, it'll be a lot of GMs, I think, draft off of best player, things like that. And then when stuff don't pan through, then what, so.
I don't really have any other questions with the draft, but it seems like you've been keeping even a closer eye on it than most people have. Do you have anything you want to voice out, or like bring anything up for the combine and for the draft?
No, it's just crazy, but it's crazy, but yeah, I pay attention to all that. I'm just into, like I said last time, and I'm still standing on this time. I'm just in love with football, so I'm fascinated. I'm just into that stuff, so that's just what I look. And I look forward to being in the draft one day, so I look to see what kind of things that they do and what people look for and drills. So that's just a thing, that I'm just interested in.
Over, I believe, the NFL playoffs, I just remembered this. You tweeted out that you would want Houston to draft you so you could play with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Would that still be your dream team to play for?
Yeah, it would always be good. I had a boy of mine comment under that and say, come home, play with Pat. But I think the Chiefs, a lot of people probably think they don't need a running back, but I believe that they are gonna get a running back. The draft is deep, so they could get a running back in third round or so and be solid. But I think the Chiefs need a running back, a guy that's like, Chiefs had Kareem Hunt. They still had Kareem Hunt. They'll really be unstoppable. They probably would have made it to the Super Bowl. They probably been Super Bowl champs back to back. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to get a guy that's solid. No knock to Damian Williams, a guy that, was undrafted and works his butt off. I'm with guys like that. But they just need a guy, like they need a bell cow and a guy that could complement. Damian Williams could complement, so.
Well, I think LaShawn McCoy was supposed to be that for them, but he never ended up playing.
Yeah, I respect LaShawn, but he later on his career, and it's just like they both basically like the same back. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody that you can hand the ball off to like 20 times, and okay, Damian get the carries a couple of times, but he could do more out of the backfield as of when it comes to route running, things like that. So, and the thing about me saying, but that's why I said I think the Chiefs gonna pick up a running back. And the thing about me saying with Houston, man, Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes is a dog. Deshaun Watson a dog too. And it's just like, I see Houston need some help in the running back area. No offense to Hyde, but I just believe they need some help in the running back area. And for sure, I would love to play with a guy like Deshaun Watson who gets sacked like 5-6 times in the second half and then still stand in the pocket strong and still make a great play at the end of the game to win the game. So, like, for sure, I would love to play for a guy like that, with a guy like that.
Also in the playoffs, Derrick Henry, he went on that impressive run in the playoffs where he had over 180 yards in 3 straight playoff games. As another running back, what did you think about that?
Yeah, nah, Derrick Henry, that's just greatness. Like, that just goes to testify, like, the work you put in. Like, how you speaking of how I'm just, putting in work right now, offseason, that it all pays off on things like that. So that's what the big thing about me be, because we all going to do what we do at practice. We all going to do the same drills, me and every other running back, me and running backs, and when we all at practice, no matter where you at. But it's just what you do outside of that. And you can see a guy like Derrick Henry, he be on Instagram going viral. His trainer, he trained a lot and trained hard. So Derrick, that's just greatness, hard work with talent. And that was a big thing that Kobe stood for, just working hard, and then your talent going to speak for itself already.
You keep bringing up Kobe. Was he like a special like idol or icon or someone that you looked up to in regards to how to approach your game?
I ain't gonna lie, not really. I just respect. It's just guys that you just got, and I was raised on respect regardless, so I respect everybody. But it's just guys that you respect a lot, and I mean, like, Kobe is one of them guys. I'm a LeBron James fan, and LeBron, like Zion just came out and said he don't get the credit that he deserved, because I mean, we could say that, yeah, because everybody passed on LeBron because they make it seem like he came out the womb 6'8", 250, so they don't see, but he put in a lot of work too in off season, and he did came a long way. But a guy like Kobe, just how he a mentor and just things like that just sticks out. How he mentors guys, he was giving back knowledge, things like that. Stuff like that just stick out to me. Like, even if I was to make it to the league and Kobe was to be still alive, a guy like me in the NFL, I would reach out to Kobe just to have a conversation with him and pick his brain and see, because his mentality was just, the quotes that he say and his just mentality was just different. How he approached the game of basketball, that I feel like can help me in ways that approach the game of football. I mean, my big brother got me the Kobe book like a year or so ago, and I'm not even, I'm not even Kobe fan, I'm a LeBron fan, but he asked me that I wanted it, and I was like, for sure. And it's the Mamba Mentality book, and it's just awesome, man. Just let you know his life story and got the quotes, and I mean, just things he achieved, and who he couldn't achieve did without, and just things like that. So
from that book, what's one thing that really like stuck with you? If you like, there was one quote or one small blurb of information that really stuck.
I actually got it right here, actually, because I took a picture of it.
Oh, nice.
And I just keep it with me and I read it. Yeah, it says he was how when you train and just when you do something that's hard, he just said pain doesn't tell you when you ought to stop. Pain is the little voice in your head that tries to hold you back because it knows if you continue you would change. And then he got the other one when he won the Oscar, and it said life is too short to get bogged down and be discouraged. You have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Like, yeah, that's just real. Like, life goes on. Like, I done been through a lot, here just at Mount Sac, and I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to come to Mount Sac, and it taught me a lot of valuable lessons. But I've been down times, and life just kept going, and that's just the mentality that people got to have. You got bad times, you got good times, but you just got to keep pushing. You can't get bogged down because life just keep going, and you got to keep fighting.
Do you think there's a chance that LeBron doesn't win the MVP? Because right now a lot of people are saying Giannis deserves it more.
I mean, it's kind of tough. Who you think deserves it more? You probably give it to Giannis just because of the record. I mean, their record better than the Lakers, and Giannis have been balling, take nothing away, no credit. I mean, give him all the credit that he deserves, because everybody probably think Milwaukee still be okay just because they in the East without Giannis, but in the Lakers wouldn't. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. No offense to Anthony Davis and the rest of the guys, they would be horrible without LeBron. But I say I don't know. It should be it should be a vote though. It shouldn't be unanimous at all, because LeBron, they both having a great. They both having a great year, in LeBron in year 30, and he 35 years old, and he in like year 18, ain't he?
Yeah, and then when you add up all his playoff games, he's had enough playoff games to add up to 3 regular seasons. So when you think about it, he's really 38 in NBA years. Did you hear the whole New York Knicks and Spike Lee thing that happened?
Yeah, I seen that yesterday. Social media gonna put everything out. So
yeah,
you want to see that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I seen that yesterday, and I don't understand. I didn't fully understand what was going on or what's wrong. I mean, I seen that like the GM and stuff, the owner wouldn't let him in, or and I don't, I didn't see what if it's more on it, but and I see what he said that he ain't gonna attend the game no more for the rest of the season, but.
So New York Knicks management came out and said that there was a misunderstanding and that the security guard told him to leave the elevator and leave the arena, Madison Square Garden, to re-enter at a different entrance. And I think that's ridiculous. That's Spike Lee. That's the guy who's been going to almost every single game since the 80s,
Yeah.
So, and I think they went on First Take. Spike Lee went on First Take this morning. I don't know if you caught it, and gave his side of the story. And I believe he said that James Dolan is harassing him.
Right.
So, I mean,
right. Yeah,
that's just a weird thing.
I didn't catch that on First Take this morning.
I didn't really catch it either. I saw it while I was in class. I was like, dang, I didn't even know that happened yesterday,
Yeah, that is crazy. I seen it, though, but I didn't catch him on First Take. I caught LeVar. I watched LeVar on First Take this morning.
That was actually going to be my next question for you. What are your reactions to LeVar and what he said? Did you hear everything he said?
Basically, yeah, about LaMelo and Lonzo and things like that. And, I mean, I respect LeVar. I mean, sometimes it can go too far. Well, he used to go too far. I think, like, at times where he's talking for his son or he's talking for this, but I think he took a step back and he doing the right thing regardless, and the best interest is for his kids. And, I mean, he don't got no – I mean, LaMelo, to me, I'm trying to think of draft picks right now. To me, he my number one draft pick for sure. Like, I mean, he balled overseas. I mean, he showed you what he averaged, like 18 and 10 overseas.
Lithuania.
And that's what I'm saying in that little Australian league, and that's where ballers play. I mean, Luka came from there, and he did his thing. And I mean, the dude, you could just tell he got a lot of upside. He got potential. Like, he's 6'8" or he's 6'7", going on 6'8". LeVar just said so. I'm with it. I don't know if I'm with LeBron on Pelicans beat the Lakers in the first round now. I don't think I'm with that one for sure not. But everything else he said was right. I mean, I like Lonzo, and he still got potential. I mean, I just think it was too much expectations for Lonzo. You get what I'm saying? It was too much expectations, and Shannon Sharp said, like, expectations, that's what killed careers sometimes. So. But I think Lonzo, he needed a fresh start, got it with the Pelicans, and I think, he doing his thing. He ascending. He doing his thing. And I ain't going to lie, no offense to Lakers fans. I'm with LeVar. I think the Clippers are better than the Lakers, but.
Oh, man, over your man LeBron?
Yeah, just team-wise, I think they better. They better. I mean, like I said, I'm a LeBron fan. I've been a LeBron fan, but it's just like, sometimes you got to be realistic. You get what I'm saying? Because I understood that when I was in high school, and then LeBron and them came back. When they came back from 3-1, and then I'm still thinking, like, okay, they Golden State added Kevin Durant, but I was just so stuck up on LeBron, that guy. So it wasn't that he wasn't that guy. It was just Golden State was better. They was easily the better team. So I got caught up in just being so caught up in LeBron, like, oh, yeah, he could beat this team and he could do this, but sometimes I had to understand, like, you got to be realistic,
So I actually think the Lakers are better than the Clippers, and the reasoning is that the Clippers don't have the size to match up inside with what the Lakers can bring. What do you think puts the Clippers ahead of the Lakers if they're to go head-to-head?
I just think all their assets. I think everybody can create their own shot, and that's a big thing in basketball today. I think LeBron, in a 7-game series, he going to be kind of, like, wore down. I mean, like you said, he 38 basically in basketball years. I mean, the Clippers can throw bodies at you. Especially when they just added a good amount of people. I mean, who they added? Marcus Morris or Marquise?
They added Marcus.
The Morris brothers, one of them, and
then the Lakers added the other.
Yeah, and then they added Reggie Jackson. But think about, on top of that, the 2 bad games LeBron has kind of had this season was against the Clippers, and that's because you could throw Paul George out and throw Kawhi. Oh, then little Patrick Beverly. Yeah, everybody say LeBron should be doing this to Patrick Beverly, but Patrick Beverly can play defense, but then he aggravating at the same time. We know how Patrick Beverly is. Then you could throw the Morris brother at him now. So it's like, to me, I feel like the Lakers have LeBron and AD. The rest of the guys are all right. Kuz, but
iffy on him.
Yeah, and the rest of the guys can kind of shoot, but they just can't create their own shot. And I think the Clippers just got more depth. Like, you got Kawhi. And I feel like Kawhi a great player. I mean, he just showed me that last year. I wasn't really that big on him, but what he did coming out the East and what he did to Milwaukee in the second round or whatever the conference final, it was kind of crazy, So, and I like Paul George. Everybody say playoff Paul George, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been healthy in the playoffs, so I don't know. Like Paul George, when he was back in Indiana in the playoff, he was putting up numbers. He just couldn't. It's LeBron. So, and then LeBron had D Wade and Bosh, and then he went back to Cleveland. He had Kyrie, and then it's just Paul George. So it wasn't like Paul George don't put up numbers in playoffs. It's just when he went to Oklahoma City, he wasn't healthy, things like that. So I think Paul George would be a good asset. Then you got Lou Williams, man. It's some dogs on that Clippers team, and then the Lakers team is like LeBron and AD. Like that's all I can think of.
Out of all those dogs, I still don't think one of them can defend AD. Until someone on the Clippers can prove that they can defend AD, I think that's going to be the Lakers' game plan. Just dump it off to him.
See, that's my thing. But the thing about what I like about the Clippers is they ain't going to shy down, though.
That's true.
Like, they ain't going to back down. But my thing is when it comes to the Lakers, I mean, LeBron can defend at times if he ain't worn out. I mean, he basically playing every game. So by the time playoffs come, it's going to be tough because I say they ain't going to just sweep a lot of people. The second round, they're going to have to probably go to six games or 5 games, you know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be, I feel like, wear and tear. And then that's why I say Clippers, they got bodies, and then everybody mad about the low management. But, I mean, if that's what Kawhi do, that's what he do to be solid during the playoffs. So I can't really knock that.
That's true. It worked last year. Rachaad White, former running back for the Mount Sac Mounties, still undecided as to where he will play next year for NCAA football. But do you have a date as to where you might decide to announce, or is that still gonna keep that low key as well?
No, I don't necessarily have a day. Probably be like a month, like May or so.
Okay. So around May, we'll expect to hear from you and finally get to know where you're going to play football next year or this upcoming year.
Right. Around May.
All right. Thank you, Rachaad, for joining us today.
Man,
really appreciate
it, man.
Thank you, of course.
So thankful.